Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon or Rising. Leo, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for March 2nd to the 8th. Third month of 2020 already, guys. It is crazy. This week we have some really big energies going on. We have the Break the Chain Oracle card, Queen of Swords, Hanged Man, Page of Swords, Justice, Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Cups. So half the spread's major arcana. They're not subtle energies. Personally, I love the Wheel of Fortune because it means that change is upon you in the perfect timing, and it is really having you break a cycle here, which I love. Also, just look at the three people out here with their swords drawn, but these are all quite victorious characters. They're about progress and movement and seeing clearly in truth and justice. You know, there's really a cycle being broken here. It's very, very clear. And it's going to have you moving on to, to find, your best life, to find the missing cup, to find the 9 and 10 of Cups reality if you have been feeling unfulfilled for some time. So let's just kick it off by reading out the Oracle card, Break the Chain, because I just think it's so fitting for this reading, guys. Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. You are being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern from your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they're not even ours to begin with. But we do not know another way of being, so we continue playing out the drama. So, Leo, is there a pattern in your life that is holding you back, that might see you repeating cycles? It might see you attracting the same kind of relationship over and over. Maybe it's with manipulative partners, maybe abusive partners, maybe partners that won't commit to you, maybe partners that you get to control and dominate, maybe vice versa. Do you, go into jobs that you set yourself up to fail in? Do you set yourself up to self-sabotage situations? Do you continually go into situations where, or jobs and careers where you don't have to step up, you don't have to shine, that always keep you small, that kind of thing? Maybe some of you have a pattern of attracting toxic friendships or inauthentic friendships, or the people that screw you over. I mean, it can be so many things, guys. With the family inherited stuff as well, it can just be the way that we parent our children. It's those patterns that we pick up that are not ours, are just inherited. And I think that when you're in one of those patterns, because personally for myself, I sense that contraction in myself, maybe in my gut, where it doesn't feel good and I don't feel like I'm living authentically true to myself. Either way, I think whatever it is, you are aware of it and you are over it. So recent past, we've got the Hanged Man and the Page of Swords. So for me, this is the fact that you've had an awareness of whatever the cycle is that you need to break for some time. Like, you might have even had it for years, but just because we intellectually understand something doesn't mean to say, one, that we are ready to do the work of transformation, and two, are actually able to go through with that. So for me, the Hanged Man shows that you have had that awareness, and you've been trying to sort of gather the information or the knowledge or the awareness of the situation in order to figure out how to move forward, how to let it go. Now, for some of you, you might need to go and, see a therapist or something. For some of you, might just need to bring about a sense of radical disruption in your life, where it's like, okay, no more relationships, or going to seek work that is completely different, so that you just don't relive that pattern for a while until you've actually broken that cycle, and then things will naturally shift for you after that point. The Hanged Man, he's just waiting for that point of enlightenment, that aha moment where it's like, okay, now I know what the first step is to do. And, we've got justice in this reading. So for some of you, there could be, a bigger piece to this, where you might even I mean, for some of you, it could be something that happened in your childhood that you're finally, bringing to light. There might be a truth that comes out. You're really resetting the balance of life here, the scales. Maybe some of you have had an injustice done to you. That is a really that is definitely coming through in this reading, and now it's time to set the scales even. Basically, time to even the score. The swords are out, guys. We can see that. But the Page of Swords for me in this recent past is the initial rumblings of all of this progress going down. For some of you, that might be like, I know that I'm wanting to serve somebody from the past. I know I deserve justice, but I'm not quite ready now. But once I've, gathered my information, once I've got my energy in the right place, that's what I'm going to do. So that's the Page of Swords. Rumblings of progress. Things are about to move and go down. So focus energies this week, we have Justice and the Queen of Swords. So I love this. It's like stepping up from the Page to the Queen already. This is the leap. And both of these cards are strongly indicate victory and action. Now the Queen of Swords in particular, now she can be something coming to light. She can be a revealer of truth. There might be something that has come out about the situation, or if you were seeking information and maybe doing some homework on it before you sort of brought things to justice, you might have discovered a truth, a missing piece of information, something about somebody who's done an injustice to you may have done it to somebody else. All of a sudden there's another witness. It can be as heavy as that, guys. Obviously there's levels. The Queen of Swords can also be a communication that takes place. Maybe you have a conversation with somebody that, now it's like, okay, now I'm ready to bring this situation to a head. The Queen of Swords, she sits on that cliff top with that 360-degree eagle-eye view. And from that point, she can see everything clearly. She can see all angles of the situation. Whereas the Hanged Man, this was you in that position in the recent past where you were trying to see things from different viewpoints but needing to change that perspective. Well, the Queen of Swords has the full clarity, and from that place, she can really decide what angle to go in on the situation. She can really see the way forward and be strategic about the way she operates. The Queen of Swords, if there's anyone that can break the chain of the past, it's her. She can use that sword to cut the energetic ties, to establish healthy boundaries, and to assert her sense of authority and victory in this situation. And just stepping up in that sense of power is so transformative, and that's why she wears the butterfly crown. Here we see two very strong female characters, both with swords of victory, both with crowns, and both sitting on thrones. So you're going to be in your seat of power, and if you are going through some kind of legal situation, I see a very strong sense of victory here. Justice normally comes in when a fair and just modification needs to happen in a situation, but it doesn't work out for the person who just wants it to go in their favour. We're talking universal justice here, karmic justice. So those scales of life always balance out. The universal balance sheet always adds up. So it goes in the favour of the person who is truly deserving, and it's about restoring that karmic balance. So it's obviously quite a deep, there's a deep meaning to the sense of justice. But some of you with justice might be going through legal proceedings, going through the courts, maybe a divorce, child custody, that all of those sorts of things, or property, changing hands, buying and selling of property, or even just seeking legal advice on how to move forward, or how to bring justice to a situation of the past, to make it final, to make it legal, to get your sense of deserving justice here. Yeah, and it's because, the universe says that it's the right time for all of this to go down. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I love this card. It's a card of change, great changes, and divine timing. So it's saying, it might not have been time before to break the chain, to break the cycle. You were still kind of gathering the momentum in order to do that, but the time is now, and the time is here. That Wheel of Fortune, it wants to turn and shift. It wants to change your luck. You are now changing directions in your life. You're leaving this behind and moving forward into a much more positive chapter. Wheel of Fortune is also strongly linked to karmic contracts, karmic ties, completing them. It's a 10. This is a completion. It's a cycle ending, a big cycle, a cycle that is probably one of your huge life lessons. But I think it has, it has played out, and now the wheel is turning for you to bring you a whole new chapter. It's said to have a 10-year energy, guys, so this could be the setup and the change for the whole next chapter of your life. And I'm really pleased to see the Eight of Cups as our finishing card for the near future, because this sees you turning your back on a situation that was really, emotionally just not fulfilling for you, and, walking into a new chapter to go and find the missing pieces of your life that are going to lead to that ultimate joy and harmony and emotional abundance that you truly deserve. And it's all about tuning into your intuition as well as you go on this journey, and making sure that you leave things in the past that haven't fulfilled you, that haven't served you, and making that declaration within yourself to seek the situations that are going to be emotionally healthy and fulfilling for you. You're not going back and repeating this cycle anymore because it left you feeling incomplete. You are now heading into a place where you want to seek a new beginning, but a new beginning where you're going to be able to complete the picture, and it's going to be, full of wish fulfillment, which is the Nine of Cups. This is what you're heading towards. You're leaving the situation behind so you can go and claim your 9 and 10 of Cups, your, sense of satisfaction, being complete, being content, and your wish fulfillment. And it's, really just, this is kind of the portal that's going to take you there. So Leo, it's a really powerful reading. I wish you all the best with it. Do keep in mind it's a general reading. It won't be for everyone, but there's definitely a piece in the reading for everybody, I believe. Feel free to leave me a comment. Always love to know how it's playing out in your daily life. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.